Hey folks, it's Chad here with Airstream in Greensboro, or I guess in this case Chad's RV Reviews or Wondering Watsons, I don't know. But today we're going to talk about grilling, and specifically my setup for when we go camping with our Airstream, which happens to be right behind us, our 2020 Flying Cloud. And we are at Ocean Lakes Family Campground this weekend. We'll be leaving shortly, but we were here for a Airstream rally, the Ocean Lakes rally that we do every year with the Carolinas Club. So I hear Rosie moving around in there.
No, you don't. You hear our neighbor.
Okay, I hear a neighbor. So let's go talk about our grilling station, specifically my grilling station. One of my favorite things about camping is the opportunity to get to grill, because being a full-time salesperson at an Airstream dealership means that I don't get to grill all that much. So I have a little bit of a setup here, maybe a little bit overkill. What do you think, Laura?
I mean, the grills have different purposes.
They do have different purposes. So right here we have our Traeger Ranger that we recently picked up. We actually saw this, funny enough, at this rally last year. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but it was an Airstreamer.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but we were walking Rosie, and they were about, I guess he was starting to cook dinner, and he had this guy sitting out on a table.
Well, we smelled it before anything else.
Yeah, we smelt it and then saw it, and then went over and talked to him. And it's one of the things I love about the Airstream community is that people want to tell you about their stuff. So he told us all about this, and then we immediately left, and I said I wanted one. And I think we got this as an anniversary gift to ourselves.
We did.
Which is funny because it was kind of more of a gift to me, but Laura always says that it was a gift to her because I grill on it.
It means he cooks, whereas I do most of the cooking usually.
Yeah. So this is a Traeger pellet grill. We just cleaned the grate. It's dirty underneath. We just made some incredible smoked chicken wings on here. And then in here will be where your pellets go. And of course you can use different types of wood. I'm not sure. I think we have a mix in here right now that we got from Costco, which has been working really good for really everything. We've done steaks on it. I mentioned the chicken. We did a pork butt, slow smoked pork butt earlier this year, and fed like 10 or so people with it. Off of this was really good. Now I will say this, it's a little bit small, so it's perfect for 2, maybe 4 people, depending on what you're trying to cook. Definitely you could do 4 burgers on there, maybe even 5 burgers. And a couple of steaks. It gets hard if you do more than like 2 steaks on there. One of my favorite things to do with this setup is we'll slow cook steaks. So I'll put it on 165. We'll smoke it, and before it, like I hit ignite, as soon as I hit ignite, I've got the steaks on there. Shut it down, so as it's smoking up, it's smoking the steaks really good. Get them to about 100 degrees internal temperature, and then take them off the grill. Come over here to our Weber Traveler, which we were able to pick up at the Airstream of Greensboro store on a great discount because they needed to get rid of it. Thanks, Robbie.
Thanks, Robbie.
So this, we have a flat stone kind of deal here, and then your regular grate that comes from Weber.
We bought this one.
We bought that one. Don't touch this. It's hot.
It was hot. Forgot it was on.
I just cleaned this to try to make it look a little bit better. We got this off of Amazon, this side. That came with it. Amazon, there's also one on Amazon I think I want to pick up probably before the next camping season when we start. It's the whole thing, and it will make it kind of a Blackstone style griddle, and then we will still have the grate, so we could use that if we wanted to, depending on what we were going to do. But like this morning, it was great. I usually eat chicken sausage in the morning, so I was able to do that on this side. Cooked up some bacon and eggs on that side.
So before you move on, because you got distracted showing the second grill, finish the steaks.
Right. Okay, so 100 degrees internal temperature here. Flip it about halfway through so you can get some good smoke on both sides. While that's happening, go ahead and heat this grill up to like 450 on the internal temperature, or the 450 on the grill temperature. Once you get that to 100, take them off and then finish them by searing them on here. Let me just tell you. Incredible. You could take a Walmart, like a cheap Walmart piece of steak, and just make it so good, so juicy, so flavorful by doing that little trick there. But I love it. It's reverse searing, so you cook it to 100 degrees there first, and then finish it off. Whatever temperature you're going to do inside. We usually do medium, so cook it both sides till you get to that medium temperature, and then pull them off and let them rest a little bit. Delicious. Now we did steaks with the first night we were here with one of our friends, and it was dark, and I was trying to do everything, and I kind of overcooked them a little bit, but they were still good. They were still good.
All right, finish, if I can produce this video a little bit. Finish talking about this grill, because you jumped to it and then we went back to the steaks,
so we'll go back
and why it's like the Airstream edition.
So it's the Airstream edition. You can get this off of the Airstream supply store, or you can just buy this from any store. The only difference between this one and the one you buy at, you know, Dick's Sporting Goods or whatever is down here. So I'm gonna have Laura come down, and you'll see right here I've got a quick disconnect hose coming out, and there's no regulator. So this grill is set up to connect straight to your Airstream, and you can convert an existing grill by just taking the regulator off that would be right here, putting a quick disconnect on, and then you connect the hose, and then we'll go around and I'll show you where that connects. What I like about this particular propane grill is I don't have to carry a propane bottle to use it. So I've got a hose going down. At some point I'm going to get a longer propane hose so it doesn't, you know, it's not just hanging.
Plane. Military plane.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, gonna distract the video. I don't know if this will show. It's a military.
That's a big old military plane.
Plane of some kind.
It's super low.
Low, and it's big.
It's landed.
Sorry.
So you've got your low propane quick disconnect there that I talk about in every review video that we probably do. So this is how you would utilize that. So this is plugged into that hose, which goes right over to our grill. And then instead of having to carry another 20-pound propane bottle to utilize a propane grill, we're using the 2 30-pound tanks that we've got in there. And we filled those tanks before we left. So both tanks were filled to have 60 pounds. We've been using the water heater for propane, and we've been cooking, and we've used about half of one bottle of propane. So your 2 bottles can really get you a long ways, especially when you're using a cool Weber grill like this. The other thing is just the Traveler. So this will collapse down, and maybe we can throw some B-roll in, but it collapses down, and it's super easy to move and load. You got wheels so you can roll it around. Now the Traeger, that is not the case. It is kind of like a suitcase, so you can lock it down and then you can pick this up, but you're not from here, you're picking the whole thing up. And we do have a bag that came with it. I'll show this. You know what? I don't think this bag came with it. I think I ordered this bag separate.
I think you did.
Yeah. So this is like the Traeger bag, which I also use to cover it when we're not actively cooking. And then the table.
Before you're done with this bag, it sits in this bag, and then it's got 2 long handles that you can carry it from. It's heavy though, so generally it's a 2-person
It's like a 2-person. I could do it by myself. I loaded it this go around and unloaded it by myself, but it's not as heavy. I would recommend 2 people. Now the table here we picked up oddly enough at the Raleigh RV show. There's a guy there named Mark that always has parts for sale, and I saw it and I was like, dude, make me a deal on that, and he did. So we picked this up. So I like it because of 2 things. It's kind of got 2 shelves. So with the Traeger, we also ordered the flat stone or griddle top for it, which is also nice you can sear steaks that way too. Basically you take off the steaks, turn this up to 450, close it, let it get to a 450, and then throw the steaks back on there. But I like using the 2 stove method because it's a little bit quicker. I basically can go straight off of here onto there, and it, you know, we finish it up a little bit quicker. But with the table, it collapses down into like a very small, easy to carry size, and then we throw it in the back of the truck. You also have some nice tables that fold down as well. So these will fold down and they can go out of the way.
And you've got 4 of those total. There's 2 more. These.
Yeah, there's 2 at the bottom.
Right?
I've never I've never opened those. I'm not sure the benefit of them being down there, but they're there. You got cup holders. You've got spot to hang places to hang things. Super cool table, and it completes my little L setup here super well. And then this storage compartment I pretty much use when I'm grilling, so I'll drop this down and I've got kind of a table here, and then there's the bags and different things in here, the thing I use for cleaning.
Which that doesn't hold a lot of weight, but you could set like a drink or tongs on it.
Yeah, like a drink, not much. Yeah, you don't put something super heavy there. Now let's talk about power. So this does use power, the Traeger. You'll need to have it plugged in, and it doesn't use a ton of power, But what I do, because we're on a 30 amp camper, we don't have a whole lot of power available for the camper. So instead of using the 110 available power plug in the front, we leave that. And I just run an extension cable underneath the camper and then bring it out to the pole. And generally, you know, depending on the campsite that you're in, you'll have, you know, 50, you have a 50 plug, a 30 plug, and then you usually have a 20 amp plug. So I'll flip that on and then I use this to power the grill, which doesn't affect our power that we get, the 30 amp that we get to the trailer. So we get to keep all of that available power, and we have an additional 20 amps, so works out pretty good. What I'll do, I'll link, you know, this particular grill in the description, and I'll link the Traeger in the description as well. And if I can find this table, I'll link that as well if you want to pick these up. We also have a little collapsible trash can that we keep down here too that works really well. I don't think it has a trash bag in it currently.
It doesn't, but I'm going to show this off for a second. One of Chad's customers had this left over and gave it to us, or wasn't going to use it. You've got this divider that can clip in, so you can have two different trash and recycling, and then you use these clips to put a trash bag in it. And it
works super well.
It's heavy duty, it's collapsible, it's got clips, so when you don't have to fight with it when you collapse it, it just folds down. So that's super helpful to have that outside.
So, how long is the video?
Almost 12 minutes.
Oh, that's actually longer than I thought it was going to be. Well, this is my grilling setup. We don't always put all of it out. There's been a few, like one trip that we went on that only brought the Weber. But when we're going to be here for a bit, I like to set everything up, and then we have the option to do whatever we want to do. And I actually have the time to grill, which I don't always have the time during the week. And it's a lot of fun, especially if I can do like a pork butt or a brisket or something like that on the Traeger. So good. This thing is awesome. All it does is make me want a bigger one for the house, which we don't have yet. Maybe in the future. If you have any questions about any of this, feel free to throw them in the comments. And if you have ideas about how you do your grilling setup, throw that in the comments as well. Share your info.
Share your favorite recipes too.
Yes, definitely share your favorite recipes. Hope you guys live and riveted. You keep streaming. We'll talk soon. Bye.